Hello everyone. This session is focused on an important aspect of Microsoft Entra ID, which is groups. We will learn how to create, configure, and manage groups in Entra ID. We will also explore different types of the groups, along with the detailed feature by feature comparison of Microsoft Entra ID groups and M365 groups. Additionally, we will discuss their key advantages, limitations, and practical use cases, which help us when and how to use each group type effectively in an enterprise environment. My name is Devender Bharadwaj. So let's jump to the PowerPoint. Have you ever created the same permissions for hundreds of users one by one? Or imagine your organization hired 300 new employees. Would you assign Microsoft 365 licenses individually? Or give SharePoint access one by one? Or add users to the teams manually? Of course not. Microsoft Entra ID Groups solve this problem. So today we are going to be learn everything about the groups, from basic concept to real world demonstrations used in enterprise environment. What are groups? A group is simply a collection of users, devices, or even other groups managed as a single object. Instead of configuring permissions individually, administrators manage groups. Any permission assigned to group automatically apply to every member. Imagine a company with 500 finance employees without groups. 500 users needs SharePoint permissions, Teams access, Microsoft 365 licenses, printer access, conditional access policies. Every new employee required 5 manual tasks. Now imagine using the security groups called finance users. Add the employee once, everything is assigned automatically. This is why enterprise depends on groups. The benefits of using groups are it simplify administration, centralize permissions management, reduce human errors, and scalability. Today we do have 5,000 users. Tomorrow there can be 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, whatever. In the enterprise, we used groups to control access to apps and the resources, to assign licenses, apply policies and settings consistently, and simplify collaboration and teamwork. Now, if I will talk about the types of the groups, we have security groups, we have Microsoft 365 groups, distribution groups. The purpose of using security groups to manage access to resources. For example, Azure virtual machines or on storage accounts, on enterprise applications, conditional access, role-based access controls, file share, all these things we can manage with the help of the security groups. Microsoft 365 groups are designed for collaboration. It automatically create Outlook mailbox, calendar, SharePoint, Teams, and OneNote. Distribution groups used only for email distribution. It cannot assign permission and mostly used with the Exchange. Group membership type. It can be assigned membership. Administrator manually adds users. Suitable for small organizations and static teams or for the contractors. Dynamic membership. Microsoft Entra automatically add or remove users based on the rules. For example, department. For example, I want to create a group for the finance department. So we can define one of the attribute for all the users or devices, department finance, and they all will be become member of that group automatically. Group owners, owner can add members, remove members, update settings, delete the group, manage lifecycle, and it is recommended that we should have at least 2 owners. Now, before to continue with this slide, dynamic group membership. Now, before to continue with this slide, let me jump to the Entra portal and show you types of the groups, how we can create group, and the membership assigned and dynamic. So we are on Entra portal, entra.microsoft.com. I'm going to choose option groups under Entra ID, all groups. I'm going to create a group, new group. Currently, I'm choosing option security. Let's use this group name as Sec Finance uh, 1. Membership type assigned, or I can choose dynamic user or dynamic devices. So I'm choosing assigned. Honor. From here, I can click the option like click on this honor, and I can choose a honor for this one. So I'm choosing Alex Wilbur as an honor for this group. Members, I can assign right now or later. So I have chosen Adley, Bainika, Brian as a member. These are the members. Create. Security group is created. I want to add some members manually in this group. To add a member on this group, just go to the members, and from here, these are already member of this group as we add at the time of the creation of this group. Just click on add members, and from here, I can choose more users, or in fact, the groups also who can be member of this group. For example, I have chosen Cameron and Christy, the member of this group, as well as I am going to be choose an automate bot also member of this group. Select, and like this, if our group is static group, then we can add members. Now we are going to create a dynamic group here. But before to create a dynamic group, let me create one or two users and edit attributes for those users. For example, I'm choosing Johnny Sherman. Johnny Sherman's department is legal right now. I want to change it. I want that, okay, Johnny Sherman's department is finance. Done. Let's choose one more user. I'm choosing another one is Diego. Johnny Sherman and Diego, their both department is finance. Done. So these two users department is finance. Now what I want to create a dynamic group, and I want to add a query. Whosoever is department is finance, they should be member of this group rather than adding members manually. So I'm going to the groups again, and this time we are going to create a M365, and we want to create a dynamic users. The group name is finance M365. Honor, I'm choosing honor of this group is Alex Wilbur. And from here, we are going to be add a query. So go here on this dynamic membership rule page, and here we can add a query. User dot department. The query can be anything related to the attributes. We are choosing department. You can choose city also. You can choose country. Lots of options are there. Whatever the available in the properties, the same queries we can write over here. User department equal to inverted commas finance. Okay. And then save this query and then create this group. When you create a dynamic group membership, it can take some time to show you the result. So sometime you maybe need to wait. We are first of all going to check if this group is created or not. So from here, I click on the groups and all groups. I search my group, finance M365. Yes, we have this group. And when I'm going to click on members, it should show some members. Right now, it's not showing. So we can wait some time. Or what you can do, you can go to the users and check. Like we have modified attribute for user Alex Wilbur, and one more was there, Diego. So I'm going to choose the Diego, and after choosing Diego, let's check the group membership for the Diego. Yes, I can see that Diego is the member of this group, and this group is a dynamic group. So it can take some time to show you the result here, but yeah, it is working fine. Yes, we can see Diego and Johnny are the member of this group, and Pradeep's department is also finance, so that's the reason he is also there. So in this case, you have seen that I have not assigned membership manually. It's happening because of the query we have mentioned. If you want to delete a group, how we can delete a group? So just go to the groups, and from here, I'm trying to find out my group, which I have created recently, finance M365. Select this group, and here you can see that I can delete it. This group is deleted. If it happens accidentally and your intention was not to delete it, then you can go to the deleted groups, and from here we can restore group, or we can permanently delete it. So I'm going to be restoring, and it's going to be hold this option to recover, to restore for 30 days. Now let's jump to the PowerPoint slide. What is the role of a owner? So owner can add or remove the members, update group settings, manage group lifecycle, and honor our user, not the role. Some best practices: a naming convention should be decided. It can be like department name, country name, or country name, department name, or city name, something like this. Depends on the organization. Another best practice is assign permission to group, not individual users. When possible, use dynamic groups for departments with frequent staff changes. Review group membership regularly through access reviews. Maintain at least two group owners to avoid orphan group and document the business purpose of each group. Avoid granting global administrative privileges through broad group assignments and use least privileges and periodically remove inactive groups. This is the life cycle of a group, how to manage a group in Entra ID. Create a group, add members. When we are talking about adding members, the membership can be assigned or dynamic. Configure settings, set group settings like allow external senders, honors, or sensitive labels. Assign access, use the group to assign app role, Azure role, licenses, conditional accesses, or something, and monitor and manage. Review the membership activities and audit log regularly. If I will talk about the third option, configure settings, assign accesses, and monitor manage, these three options, let me demonstrate you on the group. So here I have opened a group, security finance group, which we have created recently. Here I click on the groups, and then under the all group, I have created a group, security finance. Find this group, open this group, and from here we can define properties of this group: name, group description, type, membership. All these comes under the properties. We can change this option, membership type, anytime, even after creating a group. So I can change it, and then I need to add a query. Under the members, if it's a static group, then I can add members from here. I can add member manually, or I can put it as a bulk operation, either removal or import or add the members. Manage view and edit columns or all this. Like we discussed, the best practice says there should be more than one owner for that one. So from here, I can change or add or remove owners. So I am adding Alan also, the owner of this group. Yes. Now we have two owners for this group. So here we are talking about group memberships. So all these options we will be able to be defined. And if you want to be audit the log related to that group only, you can click on that one. And it will be show you the logs related to that one. After how to manage groups in Entra ID, the key points need to be remembered. Groups make identity management simple, secure, and scalable. Choose the right group type for the right purpose. Like we need to choose the type of the group, security or Microsoft 365. I'm going to be share soon one more slide on that one, where you will be get clear comparison of these type of the groups. Before to conclude it, like I said, I'm going to be share few more slides with you to compare Microsoft Entra ID and Microsoft 365 groups. So let's jump to that slide. So here is the comparison for Microsoft Entra ID and Microsoft 365 groups. When we are creating a group, it's very important to select a proper group type. So group types are security groups, Microsoft 365 groups, which are called as unified groups, distribution groups, mail-enabled security groups, dynamic users groups, dynamic device groups, and role-assignable groups. When you are managing your M365 and Entra ID, you must be know all the types of the groups and what can be the primary purpose of creating that group. So in this slide, we will discuss group types and primary purpose of that group. So if you receive a request to create a group, you must be able to decide that what will be the type of the group. So under the group type, you can see security groups, Microsoft 365 group, distribution group, mail-enabled security group, dynamic device group, role-assignable group. The purpose of security groups are manage access to resources and applications. These are not mail-enabled groups. These are security-enabled groups. Security groups are not having collaboration feature. We can assign permission for the security groups. We can use membership type dynamic for users as well as for the devices. Typically use cases: Azure role-based access control, file share, applications, VPN, Intunes, conditional access, group-based licenses. For all these purposes, we can use security groups. And we can create security groups from the Entra ID portal. Next is Microsoft 365 groups. The purpose of creating this group is team collaboration. These are mail-enabled groups, not security-enabled. We cannot define permission for the Microsoft 365 groups. Collaboration feature is there. It can collaborate with Outlook, Teams, SharePoint, Planner, OneNote, and Calendar. We cannot assign permissions. Limited, primarily collaboration resources. Under the permissions, limited permissions can be there. Dynamic membership is supported, but only for users, not for devices. You have already seen in the demonstration. These groups typically used for Microsoft Teams, SharePoint sites, project collaboration, and we can create these type of the groups from Microsoft Entra ID portal as well as from the Microsoft 365 portal. Distribution groups used only and only for email distribution. These are mail-enabled groups. No security feature, collaboration feature is not there. It cannot assign any permission. Dynamic membership is not there. Typically use company-wide announcements and newsletters, and we can create that type of the groups only from Exchange Online. Mail-enabled security groups. So here it's a combination of email as well as security. So email plus security permissions. And these are the mail-enabled as the name says. Security enabled, yes. Collaboration feature is not there. It can assign permission, yes. Dynamic membership is not there. And typically used with Exchange resources, Exchange resource access, application requiring email enabled securities. And we can create that type of the group from Exchange Online. Dynamic user group automatically manage the users using the rules as we have created in the demonstration with the name of the finance. These are mail enabled, security enabled, usually depends on underlying the group type, collaboration, and can assign permission, yes. Dynamic membership is yes, and typically used department-based access, location-based access, license automation, and we can create that type of the group from Microsoft Entra ID. Dynamic device group automatically manage the device using the attributes, the main purpose. These are not mail-enabled groups. Security enabled, yes. Collaboration feature is not there. It can assign permission, yes. Dynamic membership is there and typically used with Microsoft Intune device compliances and autopilot software deployments. We can create that type of the group from the Microsoft Entra ID portal. Role assigned groups delegate Microsoft Entra administrative roles. The primary purpose of role assigned groups are delegate Microsoft Entra administrative role. These are not mail enabled groups. Security enabled, yes. Group collaboration feature is not there. And we can use this group to assign permissions. Dynamic group membership is not available. Typically use these type of the group for help desk. Administrators use help desk administrators, user administrators, password administrators. We can create that type of the group from Microsoft Entra portal if we have P1 or P2 license. Groups are one of the most powerful features in Microsoft Entra ID because they allow administrators to manage identity, permissions, licenses, and collaborations at scale. Mastering group management is essential not only for the exam point of view, but also for day in, day out administration in enterprise environments. I would like to brief it from the exam point of view also. So security groups, access control, Azure RBAC, license, conditional access, and Intune. So security groups used for access control, Azure role-based access control, licensing, conditional access, and Intune. Microsoft 365 groups are used for collaboration with Teams, SharePoint, Outlook, Planner, and OneNote. Distribution groups used only for email distribution. Mail-enabled security groups can be used for security permissions plus email capability. Dynamic groups used for automatically manage membership using users or devices attributes. But for that one, you require P1 or P2 license of Entra ID. Role assignable group safely assign Microsoft Entra administrative roles while improving governance. To memorize these, simple tricks can be security equal to secure resources, Microsoft 365, collaborate, distribution, email, dynamic, automatic membership, role assignable, admin delegation. Thank you very much for watching it.